getting out of control a little bit.
So can you give us some of the numbers?
Well, they're saying now that the costs are up to about $539 to $577, and some people even exceed that if it's a destination wedding, or they don't even have to go out of the country. They can just go a little bit out of Dallas or Fort Worth, but the numbers to even go up, which includes the dress that you might wear, the transportation to get you there. If there's a bachelorette party, you're in the wedding. It just keeps going and going and going, and that doesn't even include your gift.
So what do you do if the price tag is just too high, and maybe it's your best friend who's getting married? Maybe she's asked you to be a bridesmaid?
Well, honestly, that's where some of the expenses come in, but that price that I gave you doesn't even include that you're in the wedding. If your best friend or a friend asks you to be in the wedding, and now a lot of people are being asked in the wedding because a lot of the bridal parties are getting larger and larger, you need to talk with that person, the bride-to-be, and just say, financially, if it's a younger, I'm just, maybe getting out of college, it's too much for me. I just really can't afford it. Because once you make that commitment, you can't get out of it. You can't say, well, we're a couple months out of the wedding. I can't be in the wedding now. You're there. You're committed. You just have to talk with that bride-to-be in advance and just say, it's much too out of my budget. I really can't do it. And that's hard for people to say. That's definitely hard for people to admit up front that they can't do that. So you're kind of committed from day one. But you have to take everything into account and just say, this is my budget. This is, I have all these expenses. Or maybe you yourself, maybe just bought a new house, or you're going to be getting married. You have to take all these things and look at it and just say, can I afford this? Can I do this? I have my own expenses. You have to say up front and decide if you can. Plus, if you're going to somebody's wedding, you have to stay within your own budget. You're not paying for their wedding, but we're in a situation. You want to look good when you're going to somebody's wedding. So, all those things come into it.
I remember when I got married, I was 23, so all my friends were just out of college and, not making any money. And one of my best friends who was coming all the way from California, I said, please, I really want you there. And I know if you can't make it, I'd understand. But if you do come, please don't buy me a gift. Because I knew she was spending all that money on the airfare and the hotel and the dress.
You're kind. You're very, very, very kind. Because a lot of the weddings, a lot of people, we'll give the people that are kind. A lot of people will say that, but on a lot of other cases, a lot of them won't. And with that will come 2 or 3 showers that are engaged with, involved with all that. And people that are coming, they feel they have to buy for every shower or every party that go with it. And then with that, they'll start, some other dining out parties that go with it, or other friends that'll come and say, let's go out and eat. So you have all those dining out expenses. If you are from out of town and maybe you don't have any close friends that are here, you have that hotel stay that's attached to it. Then, of course, you have the clothes that go with it. It just keeps escalating and escalating. There's a lot of expenses that go with it. And then now the people that are getting married, the other expenses go with it. If it is a destination, they're so great. Now they're adding, they have all the social media that goes with it. They keep you abreast with it, with everything that's on a website. But then if you go, I've gone to a couple of destination weddings recently. They're phenomenal. It's not only a wedding, it's your whole, it's your vacation for the year. You can go there and they build it up. They tell you everything that's in the area, so you can go on vacation with it. It's a fun little social event. And so they add all these little side trips for the pre-wedding, the after-wedding. And so, there's your whole little vacation for the year. Now, add on to all this, the gifts that go with it. Do you have to buy a gift for the engagement party? No, not necessarily, but some people feel obliged to it. The number one gift that people like for weddings, believe it or not, can be a cash gift. But that is also where you get married. It's more of a northern gift that people like cash as opposed to a more southern gift. Southern, we still stick with what's on the registry. So you need to be, if you're going to go out, more western. They're more for more registry gifts. South is more registry gift. Northern is more cash gift.
Okay, Colleen. Good morning. I'm Dave Williams. I just had an editing. I'm getting a headache here, thinking about all this. We're talking with Colleen Rickenbacher of Dallas-based Colleen Rickenbacher Incorporated. She's an etiquette expert. I want to introduce you to our technical director, Griffin Marshall, who is getting married in about 7 weeks. So all these plans have been made, and I'm just he looks like he's in tears. It's.
I'm so sorry, Griffin.
Yeah, too late to turn around.
You should run away.
Yeah, too late to turn around at this point.
What do you think, Griff? Are we talking about guests that are having to cough up $500 or $600 to attend your wedding?
Try not to think about it, but I'm sure that's the case. Our wedding's down in Austin, so to get there, they got to.
Even if they're coming from locally here,
yeah, they're either
Austin,
driving
spend the night,
the few hours.
Got to be in a hotel.
Yeah, they're definitely
meals.
taking the time. We've got, I said earlier last hour that we've got a bunch of friends coming from the Midwest, and they have to just to kind of cut back a little bit. They're actually flying into San Antonio to save a little bit of money on the flight, and then they're going to drive, get a rental car in.
Why don't they just fly to Austin?
Because it's more expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Has anyone said to you, "I'm sorry, I can't come. I'd love to come, but I can't. I don't have the money"?
I have not dealt with that yet. I'm sure that's the case. And actually, my fiance and I are running into that ourselves because we have a wedding that we're invited to. My buddy, who's getting married 2 weeks after us. And we just, we're going to our honeymoon right afterwards. And we can't do it after, spending the money on our own wedding. And, obviously he'll understand. And my guess is he's not going to make it. We don't know. My guess is probably not.
Well, I would hope not if you're not going to go to his.
But that makes sense. I mean, your weddings are so close together that makes sense.
Wow.
Right.
Colleen, is there going to be any end to all of this?
No.
All right.
No, it just keeps escalating. I hate to say it. And he's right. The relatives that come in, it's hard on them because if you have, the night before you have a dinner, then maybe the day before that, his aunt wants to hold like a luncheon, and the day before that, all it does for someone that's out of town, it adds another hotel night, another day here, it just keeps, and the prices just keep going up. Everybody does it with good intentions, but it's just some people just look at it as more money, more money, more money, more money, and then another gift, another gift. It's very good intentions, but it gets costly and more costly and more costly, and you have to sometimes draw the line and say enough.
Real eye-opening stuff, and if I had a daughter, I think I'd say, here's $1,000. Why don't you elope? Colleen, thank you for your time.
Can I do that with my girls when they get married?
You bet. Colleen Rickenbacher of Dallas-based Colleen Rickenbacher Incorporated.